All right, welcome to the video. So today we're going to be breaking down the entire funnel strategy for a coaching business that teaches people how to sell stuff on Amazon. And these guys do well over $1 million a month. And this is primarily done through paid ads. So what I'm going to be doing is breaking down the ad strategy, the funnel strategy, the email strategy, and all of the other things on the back end as well, so that you can go and apply this to your own info product business, your coaching business, your consulting business, whatever it is. I just hope this video can give you some more information to go scale your business, scale your ads. And if you're wondering why you should listen to me in the first place, my name is Brilliance. We run ads and we build funnels of some of the biggest names in the online business space, like New Knowledge, Casper SMC, Jordan Welch, and a ton of these guys. So without further ado, let's dive into the video. All right, so first thing to know is that all of this is primarily done through paid ads, and we're going to start with the Big Daddy Code Traffic ads, right? And if you look in the ad library, if you go look these guys up, these guys have over 90 ads that are running. And just for context, a lot of these ads are going to be, number one, direct response ads. Some of them are also going to be, some content remarketing ads. And to explain what that is in a simple way, direct response ads are going to be your ads that are calling out and getting people to register for a webinar or sign up for whatever thing you're running, or asking them to go book in a call directly, while your content remarketing ads are going to be ads that educate people before the webinar. So these are for people who have opted into the webinar or for people who have booked in a call. And basically these content ads are going to be shown to them to educate them and frame them before the webinar, before the call, whatever the case might be. And again, with the strategy with ads here, we have a couple different ways that you could go about building your ads. And that's what I've seen with these guys as well. So you have the direct ads, which are going to speak to people who are in markets. And when we're talking about in-market demographic, we're talking about the people who are ready to go right now. They're actively looking for a solution. Think about someone who has been considering getting into Amazon right now. If you put an ad in front of them like, hey, do you want to get into Amazon right now and start making money tomorrow? That is an ad that is going to speak to someone who is in the in-market demographic and is ready to go. They understand what Amazon, they understand the Amazon opportunity, and they're ready to go, right? So you should always have some sort of direct ads, because that's going to get you some of the people that are very easy to sell to, even though sometimes that market you may run out of that audience bucket fast, but it's still going to get you like a faster return on your ad spend, and you're going to get way more profitable and be able to invest back into your ads and scale to other audience buckets, right? With that being said, there's other audience buckets that you could tap into, like people who don't know the opportunity of Amazon FBA and they want to get into it. Maybe they have a different career and they want to switch into something online so that they can, make money, make consistent income online without having to be, constrained to a location. And, those are called needs convinced ads. And these are ads where you're going in and you're explaining to people like, hey, this is why Amazon is a good opportunity. It's very different from a direct ad where you're telling people, hey, listen, if you want to get into Amazon right now, this is what you need to do, right? So again, those are those types of ads. They work really well as well, provided that you're being very educational and you actually make a logical explanation. Like you give them a logical reason as to why Amazon FBA is a good opportunity. You can do this with any offer whatsoever. And then you also have the ads where you lead with, authority and just showing people like, hey, listen, this is what we've done. We've done $35 million in sales, whatever the case might be. And you have some ads where you also lead with case studies. So case study ads right now are crushing for our clients, right? So we have a client to close a $50,000 deal just based off of a case study ad. So case study angles do extremely well. So whatever you're doing, just make sure you have some case study ads where you're just running through some, client results, or even, a couple client results here and there, just explaining how these people got the results. At a high level, of course, you don't want to go into too much detail, so you can actually get these people to, click through and go convert them, book a call with you, or maybe join the webinar. So those are some types. There's a lot of different ones, but if you want to get started right now, you run an info business, you want to do, some case study ads, you want to do some direct ads, you also want to do some needs convinced ads, you also want to do some authority ads, just showing what you've been able to achieve. And that's what we've seen overall with the ads that this guy is running. So again, with the content remarketing side of things, that is when you're starting out, you don't even need to set that up, because you don't have enough volume to be able to go set up your content remarketing. But again, when you have decent volume coming in, then you can go out there and put out some content remarketing just to make sure that people are consuming your content before they come onto the calls. Now, in terms of the ad strategy, again, this is for you if you have some idea about if you have a good idea of how the Meta ad library works. This guy is probably going to be running some ABOs, which means it's going to be run in, and it's going to be a campaign and then an ad set, and then you're going to have individualized ads. Now, something very, very important to note is that, especially with the new Meta algorithm right now, you have to make sure that every single one of your ads is unique. And when we're talking about unique, we're talking about unique in the script, unique in the environment that you film them, unique in the, you know, the openers as well. So the problem is that a lot of people film ads right now and they're still doing the something called a hook and body structure. Now, you may not know what this is, but this is a system where you have, let's say, 20 hooks, which is the first 3 to 10 seconds of the video. And then every single one of those ads has the same body. And what's going to happen is, I actually told a client of ours, like, this isn't going to work, and he wanted to go ahead and test it out, and he tested it out, and, you know, it just ended up wasting money. So again, if you do those, like, you're bound to it, you're just going to waste your money. So again, you have to make sure that your ads are individualized, and that means that every single ad needs to be unique. So when you're writing every ad, it needs to go from start to finish. There's no splicing of, you know, bodies and, you know, splicing hooks onto bodies, none of that. You just have to make sure that everything goes. It's basically just a straight line. It's just a through line from that particular ad, the angle of the ad, and, you know, you just go straight to the offer, right? And it's very simple to do this as well. You can go into your sales calls or, you know, whatever you use for to get people on board, even if it's text, and you just figure out why people buy your offer. So you can find about, you know, 3 to 5 clients of yours that you would consider your best clients, and when you have those clients, then you can go in and figure out what are the problems, what are the situations, and what are the desires and outcomes that they're looking for. And when you have these things, you can now go out and create ads. I like to create about 5 to 15 ads per avatar so that we have enough points basically have enough reasons as to why this person will buy the offer, so that we can go there and articulate it inside these ads, if that makes sense. So again, that's how we like to think about it, especially when it comes to the ad side of things. It's very simple. The only problem there is finding the winner, which isn't really complex. Like, once you understand like how to actually articulate yourself in the ads, you're going to have a better time, because again, you have a lot of angles to test with. The only problem is when you're testing like just one angle, or you're doing like the thing that I talked about with the hook and body, you're going to have a hard time finding an ad that is going to perform over an extended period of time. But when you actually put in the time to extract these avatars, build ads around them, actually unique reasons why they will buy your offer, you can find a winner really, really quickly. So with that being said, that's it for the ad side. And the ads lead to the funnel, which I'm going to break down in a second. But before that, let's talk about some of the organic strategies as well. So we have YouTube here as one of the main organic strategies. You can see they have 16,000 YouTube subscribers here, and I'm not going to go deep into YouTube because I'm not a YouTube expert by any means, but you can see here they're posting videos weekly, basically just educating people on what the offer is, and just driving people to the school community and also to the VSL funnel, which we're going to break down in a second. And then you have the Instagram, which is basically the same thing. They're driving people to register for the webinar, and also driving people to register to go sign up for the mentorship, essentially. So as you can see here, this is the Instagram, and they're posting reels. So again, I'm not an Instagram expert by any means. What we focus on this channel and in our business is paid ads. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on and just breaking down for you guys. Right. So again, when we go to the funnel, like I said, we have the webinar funnel where they're running most of the traffic to from the ads. And you can see the funnel here. It's really, really simple. And with the webinar funnel, the thing is, a lot of people like to overcomplicate it. Really, like if you can see what these guys are running here, it's not anything complex. It's like literally just the eyebrow here that says a free live workshop, and then you have the headline here that is promising an outcome. We also have some curiosity that is attached to it as well, right? And then we have some credibility around what they're doing, right? So former W2 employees are turned into 8-figure-a-year e-commerce business owners, now educating and empowering hundreds of new sellers to build wealth by leveraging brands that people already know, love, and trust. I'm going to talk about the improvements that we can make to this funnel, of course, towards the end, because this right here just sounds very complex, and ideally when we're running ads, we want to make sure nothing is left, like everything should be super clear when we're running ads, right? So again, the 2026 market has created the biggest opportunity for e-commerce sellers to build wealth through established brand. We're using it to scale, and I'll show you exactly how. So this is perfect. And right now it's gone up to $1 million a month, right? So again, it's promising an outcome while also building that intrigue and credibility. And once someone clicks on yes, I want to attend, they get a form that is going to pop up, as you can see here, and it tells them to fill out their first name, last name, email, phone number. And then after they sign up, they get sent to this page right here, which is the qualification page. And this is very important for you to understand, right? And basically what the qualification page here is doing is, number one, getting prior information of these registrants before the webinar, right? So we know how qualified the individuals coming to the webinar are. We understand that. And number two is making sure that we're only sending the qualified people back to Meta, so that Meta can bring us the right type of people. And I'll show you how they do that on this page, right? So again, we have this quick video here, which is just shows them what they need to do to prepare for the workshop. And then they have this pre-workshop form. And then they have this button here as well, which is going to add the event to the calendar of the attendee. And that is something that I see a lot of people miss as well. Just make sure you always have that so that people are adding it manually to their calendar so that they don't miss the event. Even though some softwares like Zoom are going to add it to the people's calendar, you want to make sure that you're also giving them the option to add it directly to the calendar so that they don't miss it. You want to get at least 20 to 30% sure rates on your webinar, right? So again, we have the workshop form here. You see it's asking you for your email. It's asking if you sell on Amazon. Do you have at least 5 to 10K to invest in your business? And what are you looking to learn from the host about this workshop? Now, I have no idea how to set this up in the back end, but from what I know and what we've built for our clients, basically the qualification metrics, if you want to call it that, is, so here, someone who clicks yes, retail arbitrage, wholesale or private label is going to be someone who is potentially qualified. Now, if we get to the budget part, someone who says yes is going to be qualified. Someone who has no, but I have 700 plus credit score and looking to leverage OPM is going to be qualified. And someone who says no, I have a below 700 credit score is going to be less qualified than the others that we talked about. And then this doesn't really apply unless you have some AI thing that is converting the responses there. So anyone who selects these last 3 options here and then these first 2 options here is most likely going to be qualified, and then the rest are going to be led to a confirmation page that is non-pixeled, and I'll break down what that is in a second if you don't know. And then we have this section here where it's asking them to check their inbox and to basically remove them from spam if it lands in spam, and then also has some testimonials here as well, just to show them that this is working for other people currently. Now, again, like I said, the entire goal of that page is to pre-qualify prospects, route the qualified guys to the pixel confirmation page, and route the unqualified people to the non-pixel confirmation page. And all of these is based on their response. So you can do this with Go High Level. You can also do this with Typeform. I see a lot of people doing it with Go High Level because they build a lot of the stuff in Go High Level. So if you want to do any, that's fine. And then after that, we get routed to the main confirmation page that says, hey, you registered for the webinar. Basically, shows you a few more things that you need to do before the webinar. And I'll break down all of this other stuff as well. So here we have this button that says schedule a strategy session with our team. And this is a way for them to kind of short circuit the booking a call step, because normally people would hop on the webinar and then after the webinar they get pitched the call. But on this particular funnel, this is one of the funnels where I've seen this being done as well. Maybe it's because people are coming in warm. I'm not exactly sure why they do it this way, but if they have it right there, then it's probably working. Right. So again, that page leads people to it basically gets prospects to add the events to the calendar, watch the videos to pre-frame them and educate them, and also link them to booking a call or join the school community. As you can see, we have some videos here, and we also have this button right here that leads them to the school community for the Amazon FBA school community. So again, that's what they have here, and just kind of reiterating what they have on the other confirmation page about checking their inbox, confirming the webinar calendar invites, blocking their calendar for the time, and also following them on Instagram, and then watch the video. So this is something that I found very, very helpful. Again, I'm going to break down some things that I think they could add here to make this convert a lot better, or just bring the prospects into the webinar or onto the call with a better frame. We're going to be talking about that in a second. And after someone clicks on, schedule a strategy session with our team, what happens is they get redirected to this application funnel right here, as you can see, where they're talking about how to grow profitable and scalable Amazon business in the next 30 days. And you see it's very, very simple page. It's very short. And I like the fact that they have a lot of simple stuff as well. Again, it's to show you that simplicity scales. Even at businesses who are doing $1 million a month, they don't even have to do too much. And it's not this intricate thing where everyone tries to make it this complicated, like weird strategy. It can keep it really simple. All that matters is that your ads are speaking to the right people and your funnel is converting guys, right? So we have this, and you have the form right here to qualify people and basically get them on sales call with the sales team, right? And then if you click the other button, you get redirected to the school. They have about 1,000 members in the school community, and also this is a portal for them to get people to booking calls as well. So anyone who's coming from the ads, it means they have some intent. So instead of losing those people when they don't show up to the webinar, they get added to a school community. And then from the school community, they're providing value, they're doing live calls, they're providing resources to these people. And then those people can potentially go join the program from applying. And even on this page right here, if you go to this page, they have the landing page. This landing page right here, they'll have it linked. So it makes sense why they do that, and it's a very smart strategy in my opinion. Now, to break down some of the stuff that happens on the back end in terms of getting people to show up to the webinar, we have something called back-end email flows, right? And basically what these back-end email flows are going to do for you is basically keep your webinar at the top of mind for these clients, because people are bound to forget whenever they register for a webinar. So what happens is when you send out these emails, usually we like to do about 3 emails for 72 hours. And depending on, how far out the webinar is, we like to do about 3 emails per day across the span of 5 to 7 days to make sure that these people are getting bombarded with emails. Again, some people are going to hate these emails, just to be clear, but you're not going to be, a pussy and bitch out because a couple of people just complain. You have to keep just sending the emails. All you have to do is make sure that the emails are actually valuable, because if the emails are not valuable, then you get a higher rate of people who are going to complain about these emails. But as long as they're valuable and they're actually providing information that these prospects want, then you're going to have a good time. So with that being said, we have a couple of emails here that are going to be sent out and providing value, reminding them of the webinar, reminding them why they sign up to the webinar. Because again, like I said, people may prioritize other stuff if they feel like this isn't worth their time, because it's a free webinar, but you still need to convince people as to why they should spend 60 minutes to 90 minutes of their time just listening to you talk and talking about a slide deck, right? So just make sure you have back-end email flows there, because if you don't, then your show rate is basically going to be in the fucking dump stuff, like it's going to be in the dump, and you don't want that because you've spent a lot of money. And with webinars, you don't really have a lot of wiggle room to fail. With call funnels, you do have some room to fail on tests, but with webinars, you don't really know if you're winning or you're losing until the day of the webinar. That's when you know, right? So that's why you have to be very, very proactive with these emails. Extremely important. And something else that I'm going to discuss, I'm going to talk to you guys about, is the actual getting people to show up to the webinar using personalized outreach. So what a lot of people do is they depend on these emails to do the entire heavy lifting of getting these people to show up to the webinars. But the problem with this is that people show up more when they feel like the webinar is going to be personalized to them, right? So what we do is we dial every single person that is coming to the webinar. And you can do this with your webinars as well. You can get setters who are going to dial these people, text them, ask them, hey, is there anything that I could add to the webinar deck today to, help you, to basically just provide more information on what's going to help you move ahead on this path that they're trying to go through. And that's going to make them feel like this webinar is actually going to be personalized to them, as opposed to just some general knowledge. And you can obviously go add that into your deck. If it's not in the deck, if it's in the deck, completely fine. But you want to be reaching out to these people, because then they make a commitment. And when people make a commitment, they don't want to be the person who is going to be, falling back on their words, essentially. So you want to make sure that you're doing that. You're reaching out to people manually. If you do that, you're going to get a lot of people to show up, right? And your goal with the webinar is to get at least 20 to 30% of people minimum to show up to the webinar. It's not easy, but if you implement these things that I just mentioned here, you should be able to get 20 to 30% of people to show up. And then, of course, we have the webinar, which again, another thing with webinars is you actually have to be good. You have to be good at presenting, because if you suck at presenting, then you're going to have a really hard time, and you're going to people are going to bounce off before you even get to the end of the webinar, right? So if you're shit at talking, do not host a webinar. Just go with a call funnel, hire a sales team, and get them to take the sales calls. But if you're really good at presenting and you're confident in your ability to speak, then a webinar is for you, right? Because again, you can retain people. And also something to consider is yourself watching this video right here. Like, you're a business owner, you probably don't know how to build a deck, right? And again, that's not to say you don't know what you're doing, but it's just you don't know what you don't know. So it's best to hire out, building out the deck to someone who actually knows this. And by the way, if you need help with this, just click the link in the description. We can build out the entire funnel for you, the webinar decks, the script, the landing pages, the VSLs, everything, the email flows. So literally all you have to do is just sit down, record for 2 hours a month, and present on a webinar for 90 minutes a week. And we're going to run the entire thing for you. So if that's something that interests you, just click the link in the description, booking a call with me, and I'll see if and how we can help you. With that being said, the webinar deck is one crucial piece, because the way that you structure the webinar is going to determine what your retention rate is going to be. If your retention rate is low, that means you're also going to book less calls. So you want to make sure that the webinar deck is well structured and it actually takes people through a journey that is very logical and engaging at the same time. Right? So you want to keep about You want to keep about like 80% retention rates. That is a really good standpoint. 70-80% is a really good standpoint. And then you want to get about 85 to 95% of those retained attendees to book in a call with you, right? And when they book in a call, obviously with these guys, they get sent to this application funnel right here where they book in a call, or they also are going to be sent over to a normal, maybe a calendar link, or maybe just a type form to go book in a call. I just have this here as a placeholder because I've not hopped on these guys' webinar. I'm sure they know what they're doing, but that is what we do for our clients, and that is what we see works the best. Just send them directly to a type form. They fill out the type form, and then they book in a call on your sales team's calendar, right? So again, that is it for that. And when it comes to the VSL funnel, so we have a couple things, right? So the YouTube right here redirects to the VSL funnel, which I'm going to break down in a second. And again, this funnel is very simple as well, just like we broke down over here. It's a very simple funnel, just the headline, the subheadline, the VSL, and then you have the application there for people to book in a call. It's very simple. Learn how we can guarantee you $100,000 sales on Amazon in just 90 days while dedicating no more than 5 hours a week. Now, they apply, and once they apply, they get to the confirmation page, and the confirmation page is basically a page here that is going to tell them that, hey, listen, it's going to frame them for the call and also tell them what to do next. And something that I see a lot of people drop the ball on is the transparency videos. And the transparency videos are basically videos that are going to answer questions, handle objections, just frame your prospects before the call with the sales team or yourself if you're taking them. And these videos are going to answer specific questions that your prospects have. And this is crucial because when people are coming on the sales call, a lot of people come on the sales call for education. Now, if you want to transform your sales call from an education call to an actual sales call where you're collecting cash, you need these transparency videos. You need manual outreach, reaching out to these people. You need emails in the back end like we talked about here. But these emails are going to be specific to the call that you actually, the call that the prospect is going to be hopping on. So you need to make sure you have these. You have manual reach outs like we talked about. You have the emails as well that are going to be providing value and just pre-framing them overall and giving them all of the information required to make a decision. So again, make sure you do not exclude this. This is so important. And prospects love consuming this because it shows that you actually are putting in thought and effort into the things that they need as opposed to the things that would just help you. Like, oh, can you confirm the call and confirm that you're showing up to the call, blah, blah. Like no one cares about that. You need to just provide the things that the prospects need and you're going to have a good time, right? So that's it for the VSL funnel that is being sent from YouTube. And they also have the Skool community, which I broke down a while ago, just sending people back to the VSL funnel, as you can see here. And again, we have the Instagram here, which sends them to an application funnel, this funnel right here. And it's basically the same thing, just a simple promise. Millions of Amazon shoppers are already buying these products. Let me show you how to capitalize on this gold rush opportunity. They apply to book in a call, and then they get sent to the confirmation page, watch the confirmation video, watch the transparency videos, and then basically hop on a call with the sales team, whatever the case might be. So now we're going to talk about, we've broken down the entire funnel A to Z. We're going to talk about the things that I think they could improve upon. On the ad side, I think the ads are good. There's still a couple things that we could do here, like test different styles of ads, like some podcast style ads, some they have some bureau style ads here. I will also test some static ads as well because I'm seeing a lot of video ads, which is still great. Video ads always work better in accounts that I've seen and that we've run. But again, it's going to be a very high leverage task to test some static ads, to test some podcast style ads right now that I see are crushing especially for the needs convinced market where we need to educate them on why Amazon is the opportunity that they need to go for. That is going to be a high leverage activity for them to go after. So that's something that I would recommend for these big dogs right here. Now, the next thing is on their funnel. So mostly it's going to be around the design because right now, this isn't bad like by any means, but again, I've seen just funnels that are well designed always convert better. Like we build some of the most aesthetic funnels that actually convert. We had a client literally that we launched a funnel for B2B space and the booking calls at like $76 cost per qualified call. And of course the ads are great, the offer is great. But again, if the landing page wasn't great, then those wouldn't be the stats, guaranteed, right? So they're doing that because the landing page is great, it's dialed in, the design is like really, really good, the copy is really good, everything is dialed in. So running a funnel and running it profitably on paid ads is not just about one thing. Anyone who's telling you that you don't need a good funnel, a funnel that actually looks good, a pretty funnel to convert people is lying to you, right? They most likely haven't even built a pretty funnel ever before or an aesthetic funnel, right? So always just make sure that you are you're basically, investing into your time and investing enough time into your design. Because here, as you can see, like the design isn't that great. I would personally just improve the design, have like more consistent font, and like not use this. It looks somehow when it's slanted to the right, like when it's italicized, the text here. So I would just clean this up a lot more and just make it like bang, like when it comes to the design, make it really, really sick. So that's one thing that I would improve upon. I wouldn't change the copy right now, probably split test something in the future, but for now, I wouldn't change anything there. And then here you can see from the main page to the qualification page, literally like the themes are basically swapped. So we need to keep the themes consistent, right? We need to keep the themes consistent and also just make this entire thing just clean. Make it just really, really clean instead of just having this. Like I would do a custom graphic for this like we did for one of our clients. So make this a custom graphic, make this something where it's actually easy to look at, because right now it's like difficult for me to read this. I don't even know what it is. All right, so again, it's working right now, but again, it's going to work even better when you have really good design for this. And then I would also have some videos, preferably some video interviews with people in the community that have achieved success with the program. I would have some videos here aside it, and these testimonials, I would have them in like a carousel that is just looping through. It's just looping through. That's what I would do personally for these screenshots right here. Because again, interviews like work just a lot better in terms of getting people to believe what you're saying. Because screenshots, again, people believe screenshots, but I'm just saying like interviews just work a lot better. So I'll clean this up, make the design a lot better. And then for the confirmation page here, actually, like it's just like they have a lot of theme swapping going on. So it just feels like it's not the same thing. But if they make this like a really good experience in terms of just people going from page to page, this is going to convert way better, guaranteed, 100%. So this right here, this doesn't look clean at all. I would just clean that up a lot more. I would clean that up a lot more, make it look better and sweet and very clean. I would definitely clean that up and just make it just way more aligned. I would improve this button as well and add some context to these videos, because I don't know what these videos are. Like it's just a couple videos, 6 videos embedded on the page. I have no idea what the topics are. I have no idea if it's going to help me or not. So again, we need to add some context there, just even if it's just the title of the video in a card on its own. That's what I would do. And then I will make this into like step-by-step or maybe a roadmap that is going to help convey the message a lot better and a lot clearer as well. With the application funnel, same thing. I think this one is pretty good, to be honest. I wouldn't do too much here besides just cleaning this up like slightly on the headline. I would make it a little bit bolder, and I would reduce the font weight on this paragraph right here, and I would reduce the glow on this as well. And with the video as well, with the video quality here, it looks like it's kind of, there's a lot of saturation going on there. So I would try to redo that if that's actually how the video turns out to be. But if not, then I'll leave that. Qualify below and let us show you how the Elite e-commerce mentorship program works. For this, what am I going to do here? I'm not really going to do much besides just make sure this has consistent spacing. I think it's fine. I don't think it's anything crazy to be done here. For this, school, not our business. And for this funnel, I think this is good. I think this is fine. I'm not really going to touch this one. It looks clean. But yeah, those are some things that I will personally do on this funnel to improve the conversions. And then I'll go ahead to test a new headline, a split test that I'll just have this one as the control and just have a new variation that is going to, a new variation that we're going to test essentially. And yeah, that's basically the entire rundown of the video. And if you want to run paid ads and you want to scale your business using paid ads, your coaching, consulting, B2B business, just click the link in the description. We're going to set up and run your paid ads. We're going to set up everything first. It takes about 14 to 21 days. After we set that up, we're going to run it for you as well. And if that's something that interests you whatsoever, just click the link in the description, booking a call with me, and I'll see if and how we can help you. If it makes sense, I'm going to sell you on the package. If not, then I'm more than happy to point you in the right direction. I'll just give you some free tips on like what you need to do to improve your funnel right now, or how to go about just scaling your business in general, because this is what we do all day, every single day. And again, like I said, just subscribe to the channel, like the video if this is something that you found valuable, and share this video with someone who also sells info, maybe is a coaching business owner as well. And drop a comment if you have any questions whatsoever about this funnel or anything in general that you want to learn about, and I'm more than happy to answer those for you. I check the comments myself. So with that being said, I'm going to talk to you in the next video. Take care. Cheers.